Bandwidth for all shows on the Aussie Tech Heads network is supplied by Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting. For a fast, affordable and reliable Australian server with fantastic support, contact Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting at aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's best hosting service.
Hi everyone, it's a hot episode 362, the 10th of October 2013. Welcome everyone, Aussie Tech Heads, and I hope you are doing well. We're going to go through some stories tonight that have tweaked and piqued, or whatever that word is, our interest, and hopefully it interests you as well. We're brought to you by Aussie Tech Heads Hosting, adhwebhosting.com.au. So jump on there and have a look at some nice, fresh, little, speedy hosting plans from servers located in sunny Sydney. And yes, if you're hosted over in the US, well, why not bring it over to a sunny Sydney server and maximise the speed of all your clients and browsers. All right, so good stuff. athwebhosting.com.au. And also, we're gonna be joined tonight, and it's a good welcome back to Warlock. Hello, Warlock.
Hurrah for me!
Yes. Now, how you doing? I said it was hot at the top of the show, and I think everyone all around the country is sweltering. You are in Sydney, and it is hot.
Oh yes, hot baby. Is it hot in here, or is it just me, mate?
Oh, it's hot, all
I think
right.
it's just me, you know.
Hotty toity. Now it is hot.
Not my fault.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone else is extremely hot as Will. Hey, Will.
Hey, how we doing?
That's
Yeah,
a
it's a
matter
bit
of opinion.
ridiculous up here. Yeah, well, the way the Glenn's been behaving tonight, you know, anything's possible.
That's what you think.
But yeah, it's funny actually. I was up at Gympie over the weekend picking up my car and whatever, and we actually hit like 40. It was west of Gympie, but we hit about 44, something like that. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's 44.
I mean, it's only 30. Yeah, it's only like 36 or 37 today. So comparatively, it's nice and cool.
Yeah. Well, I suppose
Yeah, he's putting a jumper on and
That's right.
yeah, I probably shouldn't complain too much because I think it's only it doesn't get too much higher than about 35s up here, but it's pretty cool at the moment. It's not too bad. But what is it in Sydney, Warlock? You must be going through some as well.
yeah, it was heading up for 39 as well today.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
No fires and strong winds and bloody hot.
Yeah, right. Well, I think that the heat has kept a lot of tech stories away because we've got a few this week, but you know, not too much that is probably super exciting. But we'll go through them and we'll get some comments along the way and see how we go with them. I don't know where to start, but let's start with the one. I'll start with my first one that I found today. Dell has launched Windows XP migration tool. Now, you know, everyone knows that XP is ending its life support next April. I think it is 2014.
Dead, Jim.
It is. It is dead. It will be dead. And now there's still a lot of government and businesses that are still running XP on their machines. And so Dell has decided they'd come out with this migration tool. I don't know why Microsoft hasn't done it. But anyway, I'm sure it's not free. But you know what? I cannot find a price anywhere on the net. So maybe it's just because it's a launch and not actually out there in the market yet. But some stats about this little thing. Dell's Windows migration fast forward service supports the migration of up to 5,000 PCs and offers modules for image engineering, inventory, application compatibility testing, and a raft of all the other good stuff that you need to keep your eyes across as you're migrating and upgrading these PCs. Now, the Windows migration fast forward service, according to Dell, is an affordable and fast way to transition to Windows 7 or Windows 8. Now, interestingly, never mind enough, but interestingly, the release of 8.1 upgrade options, so 8.1 is coming out this month. Is that right, Warlock? This month?
Yeah,
I think. Yes.
probably by the end of 1 week from now.
So, well, yeah, so 8.1 upgrade, Windows 8.1 upgrade, is not available to XP users. The latest guidance comes from Microsoft spokesperson Brandon LeBlanc, who said that in an official company blog that Windows 8.1 is not designed for installation on devices running XP or Vista. So there you go.
I would never recommend upgrading. I've never once upgraded anything. You know, you get a lot of old drivers left behind. You get
Yep.
old files and stuff that cause compatibility issues in the future. It's best just to get everything backed up, wipe the whole thing off, and reinstall it from scratch. Now, I expect you probably would be able to still install Windows 8 as an upgrade and then upgrade 8.1 from there
Yes.
from Vista or XP. So there's still that trick, but if you just go out and buy 8.1, then you're not going to be upgrading from any of the...
Look, I updated a machine as a test from Vista, and I updated it to Windows 8 as like a downloaded Windows 8, so an update over the internet. And yeah, it worked. It was the normal story, you know, left the Windows old directory, you know, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I like it nice and clean. Yeah, so, and look, I've just built my new machine, as I was saying to you guys before the show, and I did install 8.1 onto it, like neat, and it's running okay. It's good. It's good. It's fast. It's got the start button, but hey, it's not like the normal start button. You push it, and the whole screen comes up, just like you push the key on the keyboard.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Not Metro.
No, but yeah, it's not Metro and it's not SkyDrive anymore. But yeah, but anyway, so look, if you're haggling around with the old Vista and XP machines, you might be out of luck if you want to upgrade to 8.1. So yeah, but anyway, who wants to upgrade? As Warlock said, who wants to upgrade? Nobody. Will, you would upgrade, wouldn't you? You like causing yourself
He's
problems.
that crazy one.
Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah,
How is your machine going anyway? Is it going all right?
that's fine. Yeah, I don't have any dramas with it now since I put Windows 7 back on it and got rid of Windows 8. It's been fun.
Oh, good. Good. So what do you got? Windows 7 now?
Yep, Windows 7.
Yeah, okay.
I've got Windows 7 on these two computers, and I'm still running XP on my media center and all that because it just does what it needs to do.
Yeah, look,
It doesn't need all the other stuff that goes with it.
Yeah, I've got my last and lonely copy of XP. I've actually put it on my mother-in-law's computer.
That'll teach her.
That's right. But I fear an upgrade is imminent because I don't want all the support calls. So
Speaking of products, I don't know if you've got in the news rundown, but if you read what Microsoft was saying about security essentials this week.
yes, that's very poor, I find.
I was always using security essentials ever since they bought the technology from Giant Technologies, and who'd been working closely with Microsoft, and then call it Defender and Security Essentials and stuff. And now they're saying this is going to be a really, really baseline antivirus, anti-malware app. Don't trust on it or rely on it to fix all your problems. In fact, go out and buy something from one of the commercial ones, or possibly use AVG, even though their DNS got hacked last week. But the product still worked. And,
well, mate,
maybe use one of the free ones, or even pony up for, McAfee or something. Well, unless you don't like bath salts, and then just keep away from McAfee.
well, I actually thought about that today. It was only today, actually, on this new machine that I built, and I didn't install an antivirus. But maybe thinking back to when Windows 8 came out, you didn't have to install Security Essentials because that they said it was already there. So you think, oh, okay, right, maybe we should have been getting a hint then. But look, it's done all right by me. Over the years, I've never had a drama with it. It's just, so for those of you who don't know, Microsoft a spokesman from Microsoft has come out and they've said that, yeah, as Warlock said, that don't rely on our product. It's a base thing. Install another one. And surprisingly as well, they've said install another one, where normally you don't install another one. You don't install two on the one machine.
Two antivirus, yeah. I think there's going to be catch like maybe 0-day things and such like that, and they're always going to have their malware removal tool, which probably a lot of people don't realize gets updated monthly as well, usually with the Tuesday updates. But want to run that once in a while. But yeah, it might be time to start looking at something else to go with the security essentials now. Although, you know, us being techie guys, we don't go to anywhere or click on the wrong things anyway. So we're highly unlikely to get something. But just in case there's something that, you know, we don't know about yet, it's probably good to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, well, that's right. And like going around, I did do a bit of research today and looked at some graphs or graphs or whatever the word is, you know, as what's good. And I looked at a Vast AVG, and you know the one that I ended up installing. I'd like to get your guys' opinion on the one that I installed, because it is one that you've heard of, but it's probably one that you haven't heard of for a while, or maybe you just don't like it. That's why it hasn't come out of your mouths since we've been doing the show. But it's Bitdefender. How do you rate that one? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you want to know, really?
You want to know? Yeah, tell us how you really feel, Will.
Okay, Will. What's your comments on Bitdefender?
Actually, honestly, I haven't used it for forever. But I don't know.
Look, in all the...
I don't pay for antivirus, so
It's free. They got a free version. And
really? I've been looking on their website since you said it, and I can't find their free version.
There is. Look up under products, and then I think it's got free antivirus or something in the drop down. And look, they've got this other thing called a 60-second scan. I don't know how it scans your whole system in 60 seconds, but it's a 60-second scan, so that could be useful just to pop into someone's machine, do a quick scan to see what's going on, and then get out of there. But
it
yeah,
does a memory scan and checks out the Windows and system directories and the root directory, and you know, a couple of program files probably say you're most likely going to be okay. A lot of the stuff, if you check out the websites and they say, do I have to worry about file.exe that I've never heard of? Most of them say, well, it should be okay so long as it's not in your system 32 directory or the new syswow 64 directory.
That's right.
Windows on Windows. Syswow, then you're probably going to be okay. So
yeah, well, I looked
and as
at...
Milo says, maybe it's a 60-second scam.
Well, it could be.
I don't know. I mean, we talked about this a bit last week, and you know, as I said back then, Bitdefender right from the onset, not Bitdefender,
MSE.
Microsoft Essentials was something right from the start that I never even believed would work because I had tested it and it had failed numerous times. So, if you believe Microsoft can make any product correctly, you got rocks in your head. But
well, that was the thing. It wasn't made by Microsoft originally. They bought the
but they had control over it. Anything they touch falls apart. I mean, look at Skype. You know, like, it's just a classic example. Anything that Microsoft has anything to do with becomes useless.
The reason I tried it out, I had a Trojan I'd found on my computer, and I couldn't find anything to get rid of it. I tried the Avast, I tried the Bitdefender's AVG, I downloaded the anti-malware apps, and nothing could get it. And as a last resort, I thought, okay, I'm going to try this at Security Essentials. Bam, got rid of it.
Sweet.
It was the only thing I could find.
Yeah, I mean, it theoretically should work well because it's Windows code. Like, there's no reason it shouldn't interact perfectly. But, I mean, I've always had it on there since I've been using Windows 7. I've always installed it and just had it there, but it's not something I've ever relied on. I've always used Avast or AVG underneath it.
Looks like,
you know, as a two-layer thing. And as I was saying last week, like, I don't see the need to pay for, you know, a private sort of usage. I don't see the need to pay for a Vice scanner when the free ones are ranked like number 1 and number 2 in the world. So if you're commercial and you do the commercial rollouts and all the ease of use that goes with the paid ones, that's fine. But the average person, you know, unless you want to do more things than just the virus scanner, if you want, you know, a firewall or you want all these other things, well, yeah, okay. But, you know, to be honest, I mean, it's not, well, at least to me, it wasn't really that much in news when they released it. I mean, the thing that they do, you know, it updates once a month? It updates with or is it once a week? It updates once a week.
What's this? The Microsoft?
Defender. Or whatever it's called, Security Essentials. It updates once a week when you do your system update.
Right.
And if you don't have your system update turned on, it won't update, as I found out.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas AVG will update, if they push an update out, it will update now. Or Avast will update now. If they push out 10 updates, you'll get 10 updates in a day, you know.
Yeah.
So,
well, look, I've looked at...
Mac, get Clam.
I've heard of Clam.
If you got a Mac, get Clam AV. It's the free one for Mac.
But look,
Yes.
Got to add
Please,
something on for those.
if you have a
those
Mac, get a
few
virus
people who
scanner.
have got a Mac.
look, I looked into
That
this
annoys
one.
me, that mentality.
The Bitdefender ranked rather well. It's if you can believe their own website, it's #1 ranked technology, and it's feather light, and it is very light. It is extremely light on resources. So
Norton's.
yeah, better than Norton's. So so say goodbye to checkboxes to tick and options to OK. Bitdefender Antivirus Free Edition takes care of all that for you. So that's the one I'm going to
It's funny,
try.
actually. I was reading that the same as you were, and it said #1 ranked technology. Well, yeah, okay. Well, the #1 ranked technology is the antivirus. Because if you actually go and look at their ratings, the only things that are worse than them is Kaspersky, Symantec, ESET, McAfee, and Microsoft Windows Defender. They're the only things that are worse than Bitdefender on the system ratings.
Okay.
Even Norton scores better.
No, what rate device? Obviously, again, it probably depends on what ratings you look at. But I looked
Well,
at
that's the International Security Association, or whatever it is, the one that does all the comparisons between all the products.
well, here you go, product comparison. But anyway, look, I'm going to give that a shot. I looked at your AVGs and I looked at your Avast, and I was nearly going to install Avast. I thought that looked pretty good, and but I did settle with Bitdefender. I don't know why. Maybe it was a.
I have to admit, Avast is definitely better than AVG these days. AVG seems to be very bloated. A couple of years ago, AVG was fantastic, but I think Avast
I used to use AVG all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Avast has superseded it a bit now.
And Bitdefender also for Android. So there you go. You can also put on.
Yeah, most of them have an Android thing now. And it's probably not a stupid idea if you're somebody who does a lot of downloading and stuff on your phone or gets a lot of random text from customers or clients or whatever. It's probably not a bad idea to actually install it on your phone.
Yeah.
Now, hang on. I saw an interview with Eric Schmidt during the week, and he said in the interview that Android is way much more secure than iOS.
Oh.
And,
What's your point? It's like saying a Mac's more secure than a PC.
Yeah,
You still need a virus scanner.
Oh, look,
It's irrelevant. You still need it.
look, my young fella's got a Android tablet, and yeah, it was playing up slow, shutting down, blah blah blah. And I put on there's a free AVG scanner, and it found like 600,000 threats. So I got rid of them all, and it's back to good. It's really good.
You do have to be a little bit careful with some of those because it sees threats as things that access your device. So something that accesses your phone book or your messages or your data usage can be falsely detected as a threat, even though. So when it actually detects it, it's a good idea to scroll through your list and just see, oh, that's my phone app that needs access to my contacts. So just go through and check. Sometimes make sure you don't get a false positive, because the last thing you want to do is deny the phone app access to your phone book and your GSM.
Yes.
what's the tablet he's got?
It's an Acer something.
Does it run Jelly Bean?
It's an older one now, isn't it?
It is an older one. I'm not sure what's on it actually. To be honest, I've never really looked.
In Jelly Bean, they introduced Trim, which is a technology that should be on all SSD or flash devices that helps clean up and make things go a lot faster. Because what happens is with the flash, whenever you've had files on there that's been written and then you uninstall it, it doesn't actually uninstall, which is the same as any drive or any application. They never actually wipe anything off. It just tells the computer that you can now write over the top of it. And the reason that it slows down with things like flash is because it's slow to erase. So what happens on the older devices that don't have Trim built into them, which only came out after Jelly Bean, and happened on the old Asus tablets from Google, which a lot of people were complaining about after a year it was getting slow, is that when it goes to overwrite those sectors that it's used before, it has to first clear it, then write to it, and that process slows it down. So what the Trim does is it waits until the device is a bit idle and you're not using it, and then it goes off and starts writing, clearing out that memory that was previously written to, if it's already been marked as freed up.
Okay. Interesting.
So with Jelly Bean, you'll find that will be a lot faster. So you'll probably find that some of these speed up programs or even the antiviruses will do a Trim for you, which you could just sit there, and if you had that's probably Trim applications you could get from the store, and just run that and not use the device for like 5-10 minutes while it says I'm doing something, and
something.
it goes, now your device should be faster, and it will because it's doing what this trim does. But when
me
you've got
write
the
that
Jelly
down.
Bean that's got the trim, it'll just do it like midnight when you're not using the device, or
Oh, yeah.
if you've just turned it off for 5 minutes and you're busy doing something on your phone instead, it'll go through and start zeroing out these bytes.
I mean, it's roughly equivalent to the old defrag back in DOS and Windows 3.1 when defrag had a purpose. And you would notice if you hadn't defragged your computer for a few months, you'd defrag it, and it was so much faster. It's a similar sort of principle where it lines everything up and tells stuff what it can and can't use and where it should and shouldn't go. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's anyway. So Bitdefender would be my, I don't know, my choice at the moment. I'm giving it a run.
Pick of the week.
See how it's going. I know the pick of the week. I'm just giving it a run. See how it fits. If you know what I mean. Look, while we're talking about Microsoft, just probably a couple of little quickies. Hopefully quickies. The new Surface 2 close to sellout. I think this is a bit of this is a bit of a wild claim. I think I don't know. I think this makes them look a bit cheap. That's my
You have
view.
to remember the Surface 2 is what used to be called Surface RT. Everyone got confused, so they called that one Surface 2, and the Pro is still the Pro. So that's like the full Windows 8.14 tablets, which is not the same as 8.1 for your computer, which is not the same as RT, which is now 2. And I won't go any further because people.
They did well, basically.
Get a headache.
So
the idea is they can't make a good product, so they confuse everybody to thinking that they're making one good product instead of 7 bad ones.
You've got 4 different windows now. You've got the RT Windows, you've got the Pro Windows, you've got the Windows for phone, and you've got the Windows that goes on your PC. And they're also trying to get the Xbox to run a similar kernel of Windows as well. So you're going to have like 5 different versions of Windows essentially.
Yeah, like I don't suppose it doesn't matter to me if there's 1,000 different types of Windows as long as they all talk to each other.
Well, the problem is it confuses Bob because he goes out and goes, well, I'll get a Microsoft Surface 2. That's the cheaper version, and it's got Windows 8.1 on it. So I bought Microsoft Office for my computer. I'll just install it on the laptop, on the Surface, because it's got 8.1 as well.
He purposely went out and bought a 3 license pack.
8.1.
That's right.
I got a different one that won't run.
So anyway, Microsoft tweeted that they claimed that they were running out and trying to hurry developers up. And I'll try and get that tweet. I can't actually read. Can someone read that for me? It's just a bit small on my screen.
Surface 2 and Surface Pro 2 are close to selling out. All those buyers are gonna need apps. Your move, developer.microsoft.com.
Yeah.
So basically, they can't be bothered making their own apps. They want other people to do it.
And we'll pay you to do it. Lots of cool cash.
Lots and lots and lots of nothing.
Yeah, I just think that's a bit I don't know, a bit cheap. I'd call
We'll
that
give
cheap.
you a commission on nothing you sell.
All right. Will, have you got anything? You got an Android story? I would
Yeah, I've got
probably
a few
bet
stories here.
on.
Hey?
I would put money on that you've got an Android story.
I actually only have one Android story. Well, one interesting Android story. Samsung launches the world's first curved smartphone.
Sweet.
Samsung just announced the Galaxy Round. Basically, it looks like a Galaxy Note in the photo, or an S4 in the photo. But effectively, the screen's curved. They have been working on flexible screens for quite a while. According to the company, the curved design allows users to access features of the phone even when the screen's turned off. So, for example, you've got like a roll effect. So you can play music, for example, and you just squeeze one side of the phone or the other side of the phone to skip forward and back.
Wow.
Because the phone's flexed or curved, it has a certain amount of flex, and it can detect which side of the phone you're pushing on.
Is it a concave or a
Can it
convex?
hug you when you're feeling a bit sad?
It's concave.
Bend it down like that.
It'd be interesting to hold. Like, I'm not sure how that'd work, but it's a 5.7-inch Super AMOLED screen. Runs Android 4.3, 2.3 gig quad-core processor, and available in 32 or 64. At the moment, it's only available for sales in Korea, and will reportedly be available in luxury brown with other colours to follow.
Oh, poo brown.
I thought champagne gold was the luxury colour these days.
That's right.
Get with it. Come on, guys.
Oh, jeez.
It's interesting the way, I don't know, it'd be weird using a curved screen. And I know, like, it's great for their way they're they're doing, what you can do with it to squeeze it and whatever. But yeah, I'm not sure how.
It's going to be another Samsung over-featured device that's going to chew up
Sell
all your
a
RAM
fortune.
and CPU with all the stuff like, if you stop looking at the screen, the video is going to stop.
Mm.
Yay.
Well, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, but all that stuff you can turn on and off. I mean, I've got the Note 2 now, which I guess in the scheme of things is becoming an old phone, but it's, it basically the same specs as that phone they're bringing out now, so I don't, not too worried about it. Although I did manage to drop it the other day, and the biggest problem with it is the entire front is glass. There's no bezel, kind of like the iPhone.
Nasty.
And,
Now,
it
look,
fell from... I did two things in a row. I never put it in my pocket with the glass facing out. The glass is always against my leg.
Did it crack?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at it. Hang on, I just saw it went, ooh, nasty.
Lucky
so,
got
yeah.
insurance.
Yeah, I do. Actually, there's a thought. I never thought about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Covers mobile accessories. I always leave it in my pocket with the screen against my leg. So if it hits, it only hits the back. For the first time ever, I had it the other way around, and I walked into the corner of the bench at work. So I put the crack up here, and then that afternoon, I went to jump in the car, and it was in my top pocket, and I bumped it, and I've gone to catch it, as you do, which is, of course, flicked it up onto the roof, and it's bounced off the roof, onto the bonnet, hit the bull bar, then hit the road.
Oh, no.
And it still goes, ladies and gentlemen.
It works. It works
Power
fine.
of Android. You can't stop it.
It works
Tried
fine.
to, and
Like
it
it's
said,
just.
I'm sorry, I can't let you do that, Dave.
How much
It's actually that bad. There's actually bits of glass have come out. Like there's actually holes in the glass case.
How much does it cost you to fix that up?
The glass screen is $7.
And how much to put it in?
About 15 minutes.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
how much
right.
dollars?
The screens are really easy to change. The digitizers, not so much, but the screens are really.
What are you
easy
going to do it
make.
yourself?
Yeah, you can get the
Nice.
kit on eBay for $7.
Oh,
Comes with all
right.
the little tools and everything you need.
Yeah,
Video
right.
on YouTube.
Already done that.
Yeah. Oh, we'll put your own video up, Will.
But what I was about, it's actually not a stupid idea. But what I was about to say is this curved one, that should be interesting in terms of durability. I mean, is it still a glass screen, or have they changed? Like they don't say what the actual protection is on the screen.
Probably not then if it's flexi.
Well, that's what I was thinking. And to be honest,
anyway, if it's a curve like that, then it's not going to land flat on the screen. It's going to land with the edges, isn't it?
yeah, and if you've got a rubber case on it, you'd probably almost never break the screen.
So remember, people, stick a rubber on it for protection.
That's it.
You can never go wrong. You don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. Now, have you got any more phone stories? Because I've got an Apple phone story.
I've got not really. I've got
Aussie Mac Zone
broadband.
yesterday.
Yes, well, this is further too. Well, you see, I actually thought of that today when I was looking through stories, and I thought, you know what, I can't disregard the Apple stories because some people might not. Well, I've got no idea why, but some people might not listen to the Aussie Mac Zone. So, and for those of you who haven't heard
In
it,
case you didn't know,
that's
we've got
right.
this show called the Aussie Mac Zone.
Aussie Mac
Nice
Zone.
segue there.
.com.au. It's also available on iTunes, video and audio, and also on the AussieTechRadio.com. Aussie Tech Radio, and everyone knows how to spell Aussie. I don't think we spell it OZZIE, do we? That's the name of a bird. That's AUSSIE Tech. TECH radio.com. Now that you can find little shows on there like the Mac Zone. You get our show here, Aussie Tech Heads. There's two guys talking tech. There's Your Tech Life. There's Geeksphere TV, techwebcast.info. They're all there. They run 24/7. New shows every Friday. So AussieTechRadio.com. Get your Shoutcast set up and stream that through some, I don't know, Airplays or wherever you're streaming it through, Bluetooth streams and all that sort of stuff. It's good. I do it in the car. It's great.
Chromecast.
A great
Chromecast.
Shoutcast. Who? Shoutcast?
Google Chromecast.
Google Chromecast. Yes, for sure. Now, my Apple story. I've got a couple, but more in-depth ones and more popular ones will be Tuesday nights, in the Aussie Mac Zone. So Apple's gyrating thing doesn't work properly. It appears that the gyroscope compass and accelerometer in the phone are giving inaccurate readings when compared to the iPhone 4, 5, or Android phone. So this is the 5S. This is the razzle dazzle. In a set of tests, which Gizmodo confirmed, the iPhone 5S was out by several degrees when using the built-in level app, which had a flow-on effect when trying to play car racing game. Now, look, I've got a bit of a picture here. Now, sorry for the audio, guys, but this is a picture of an iPhone with a spirit level on the top of it. The iPhone saying 0 degrees, so level, and the spirit level is showing the bubble way to the left, nearly out of the window. So that's not too good.
iOS 7.0.3 out soon.
Well, there isn't.
Yeah, but that's not a software thing. That's a hardware.
Yeah, they're sort of arguing if it's
recalibrate their software to not display it like that.
Yeah,
They'll just
but
compensate.
that's a hack fix.
visiting the
It's an
Apple.
improvement.
Now, the guy that wrote this story, David Glantz, who wrote it for The Conversation. All these links are in the show notes, by the way. If you ever want to follow the stories back to the source and maybe get in contact with the people who scrounge around to unearth these stories, you can aussietechheads.com.au, and if you go to the show notes, you'll find these little stories and the links to those stories. So this guy, David Glantz, who wrote for The Conversation, visiting the Apple Store in Perth, I confirmed that all the 5Ss I tested, so 3 chosen at random, displayed the problem incorrectly, measuring between 2 and 4 degrees incline on a level plane. Interestingly, the iPhone 5C also showed incorrect readings, but this was between 1 and 2 degrees. The iPhone 5C may share the same type of gyroscope as the iPhone 5S, but the reason for the difference between the two is unclear. Now, here is another little picture of
Just
two.
imagine this guy walking into an Apple store with his spirit level. What are you doing in here with that? Yeah, I just got to check the level of your.
Yeah, I'm from
your
the
5S
maintenance
there.
department.
It's a bit out by 10 degrees. It's not acceptable due to Australian technology standards.
He starts doing that Basil Fawlty, I just checking the walls.
Checking the balls.
Just checking the desks. No worries. Back to work. I'm just from maintenance. Good on you.
There was something I read funny on a forum the other day where this guy was saying that Apple didn't let him into the store anymore because he took his scale in there to make sure that they all weighed the same amount and had the same electronics.
What? What a knob. Are you serious? Oh my God. So they would have weighed the same. Sure.
Like, you can't trust these Chinese. They might, be 10 grams out because they left some electronics out or something. So I take my little digital scales in. I stick the device on there, make sure it weighs what it says on the Apple website because they always tell you how much everything weighs and what size it is.
And what did he, if it was overweight, what would he have put that down to? Like some spit or something? Some Taiwanese slag? What? Who knows?
Yeah.
But
she was the one who made the.
Right. But anyway, look, here's this picture. The second picture I want to show you. Now, this one depicts 2 phones, and now it looks like 2 iPhone 5s side by side, pushed up level side by side. Okay, so they're level side by side. One shows 2 degrees, and this is the compass setting, I guess. One shows 2 degrees, and one showing 10 degrees. So that's a fair bit to be out. And they're pushed up flush against each other. But anyway, so look, I think that's a bit of a problem, I think. But anyway, they'll sort it. I'm sure they'll sort it. It's funny how they say they're not going to bring NFC to the iPhone because they're worried about technology being right. But
Problems.
yeah, they'll bung out this sort
We've
of
got
stuff.
enough problems as it is. Are you
Oh,
kidding?
I know what-
Can't
I
put
know
anything
what-
else in this thing.
Yeah.
I know what caused it. It's the copy and paste bug. That's what caused the problem.
Yeah.
Now, look, I've got one more Apple Store. Oh, maybe another one. But anyway, the big news for the
Well, I've
Apple.
At least one.
Only one more, promise. Yeah, did you have one, Will?
I got an Apple story. The problem is not having watched Aussie Microphone yet. I don't know if you've done it.
What did you? Well, it doesn't matter. There's a different
Yeah.
show.
For those few people who are not listening to the other show,
Yeah, what is it, Will?
But basically, apparently iOS 7 has some nifty hidden features which apparently are hidden in iOS but not in Android. But anyway, apparently you can turn your flashlight into a notifier, so it beeps and buzzes, and the flashlight turns on when you get a notification. So when it rings, or get a message or an email.
Oh yeah, good for deaf
It
people.
You can
is
do
the
that. You
same
go
as if that's an extension from the earlier iOS 6, you can set the flash rates. So if I get a message from Will, it can go flash, 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 flash. Or if I get one
Yeah.
from, does a different sequence, so you can tell who sent a message.
Yeah, right.
Apparently, you just go to settings, general accessibility, and scroll down, tap the LED flash for alerts. Now, I'm just comparing these to Android because I know on Android how they work. That's standard. Undelete your emails with a shake. So you accidentally delete the email, don't panic. Just shake your iPhone to bring back the option to undo it, instead of just having a button that says undelete. Apparently, the clock actually moves, because this is a really big feature that I had to closer look at. Apparently, if you take a closer look at your phone, you'll find the clock app moves. It's a red hand that counts the seconds, and the first and second hands point to the hour and minutes.
For the icon.
Apparently, yeah.
Oh really? I don't even know where my phone is.
Yeah.
Calendar was the only one previously that would update.
Nice.
Control your device with your head. It's a great feature with people with physical disabilities. The front-facing camera detects the movements of your head.
Head
Go to
bang.
settings, general accessibility, and set switch control to on. Add switches like left head movement equals home button press, things like that.
So go around the street with it strapped to your head. Yeah, I want some music.
Yeah, headbutt somebody.
I want to check my email.
What are you looking at?
That's right.
You don't want to go to one of those heavy metal concerts.
No.
Damn thing will be going off all night.
What are you looking at?
And you can close multiple apps at a time, apparently. You hold the home button down to reveal your carousel of apps, and then you close 3 apps at a time by using 3 fingers and dragging the apps upward.
Well, there you go.
Swipe
So
up.
it's too much effort for them to put a close all button there, apparently. So there you go.
It took that from WebOS.
All these features that are standard since the first version of Android have just become available to Apple.
Now,
Just so you know that you're paying
Well, that's
money for
something that
innovation.
confused people with the new update is that you would hold down the button and you expect to see the icons wiggling around at the bottom of the screen, all the open ones, but it doesn't do that anymore. You have to. It shows you a preview, apparently a live preview. So if you've got a video or something going, or a game or something, it'll actually still be going in the background in the mini preview like Windows does. Now you
Like
can just
Android does.
swipe it up to close it.
sweet. I haven't got my phone here. I'm keen to try all those little tricks.
I suspect that would be one of the things that Michael was talking about recently, that people bring the phone in, they go, it used to do this thing, but don't do it no more. What's wrong with this iOS 7 rubbish? You go, you do it this way now. Oh, thanks.
So
See you
it
next
does the
week.
same thing on Android. There's, excuse me, there's the, you probably can't see that very well, but basically that's your list of apps, and then you can scroll down through all the apps or whatever, and you can't really see that, but you can see there's live stuff on there from whatever the app's doing in the background. If you're playing a game or watching a video, like there's a YouTube video. So,
iOS goes horizontal, whereas yours scroll up and down, but it's the same thing on that
yeah,
one. You
well,
can
I've turned it that way, it goes horizontal, see?
switch. Yeah.
Now, if you are a Apple fanboy, that you'd probably already know that October 22nd there's a press event to show off the latest additions to the iPad line. So if you're getting excited,
All one of them.
if you get excited about iPads, put that one in your calendar. The announcements are expected to include redesigned thinner iPad and Retina display iPad Mini. Devices would likely pack in the usual incremental improvements that mark each new generation of Apple devices, including better cameras and faster processors. It would not be unusual for the company to mix in some Mac news with the iPad announcements. The new Mac operating system OS X Mavericks was announced in June at the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference in San Francisco. The final version of this operating system has already been gold mastered and shipped off to the developers, and it is likely that it will be made available to the public soon after the press event. Other Mac news could include the latest MacBook Pro, MacBook or Mac Mini updates and a release date for the new Mac Pro. Oh, that's that cylinder thing, isn't it?
And what about the TV?
Nothing. Bubkus.
Little Apple TV boxes, though, they usually get updated around the same time.
Yeah, usually. I think that, I don't know what they're doing with that. But what's this thing about making things thinner? I mean, how thin do you want it? Like, as it is,
Is it sliced bread or what?
well, I mean, you drop it. Like, you've only got to just hold it slightly wrong, and you can drop it now. Like, it's not difficult to drop something that's so thin now. It's kind of irrelevant, the physical external dimension in terms of width and height, because you can always find a way to come around that. But if you're going to make them this thin, at least put a vulcanized rubber backing on them.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
I
something.
want to cut
Because,
myself when I'm checking my emails, you know?
yeah, exactly. You don't want to be able to cut your lunch with the device. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Also, big news through the week is, I suppose, Twitter files for their $1 billion IPO. Twitter has finally lodged paperwork with the SEC, which must be their Securities Commission or something over in the US, on Thursday, worth about $1.06 billion. Now, Goldman Sachs is the lead investor in the IPO. Other underwriters include Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, BofA, whatever that is. Is that a Bank of America? B of A, must be. Merrill Lynch, Dutch Bank Securities, Code Advisors, and Allen and Company. Is that like the chewy gum? I wonder. But anyway, so Twitter looks like
Didn't that help out a little American company called Twitter Audio and Video? Because they had the stock code TWTR, and a whole bunch of people went and bought shares in the company, thinking it was Twitter had already gone to IPO. Their stock went up 1,800%.
Jeez.
overnight. And
Sell.
the stock exchange went, guys, that's actually TWTRQ. We put the Q on there so that Twitter could get TWTR, because this company is actually closed down. So we're just clearing it out of the system. We put a Q on the end so you wouldn't get confused, but you still did anyway. So
oh dear, you'd have to be. You're obviously not a very good investor, are you? Like, you're obviously not. You're not focusing on what's going on.
Pay attention.
Can't be bothered reading the stock sheet.
Want to know what to invest in? Follow Carl Arkan on Twitters.
The company took in, talking about profit and all this sort of stuff, because it's pretty much well known. Twitter, how do they make money? Obviously through advertising, but I don't know. I don't really seem to be getting ads. I don't know. I'm getting them anyway.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. You're not supposed to know.
The company took in $253 million in the 6 months before June 30, but accounted for a $69 million loss during the same period. The company has continued to post multi-million-dollar losses since 2010. Jeez. And how do they ask for $1 billion if they're making losses? I suppose it's the future, isn't it? It's the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Twitter said that they've got a user base of only 215 million, just slightly above ours.
Accounts, whether they're real or not, and
well, true.
And people who've got auto tweet accounts for their blogs.
Very true.
If we had 215 million listeners, I wouldn't care if 214 million of them were bots. It wouldn't worry me in the slightest.
True that.
Especially with some of those profile pictures some of those bots have got. They're quite nice.
Exactly.
Oh, la la la.
Bot. Bot.
A hot bot.
A really cute bot.
Oh, a nice pair of bots. Now, 250 million users out of an estimated 2.4 billion internet users. Yeah, so there you go. So that's what they're looking at. They're trying to score some more users and flash their wares around. Now, I think. Now, I don't know. I tried to look for this today when I was collecting notes, but I actually couldn't find it. But I did hear through the week that there must be a couple of stock exchanges over there in America, and they've listed on the not the most popular exchange. Does anyone hear about that?
Oh, they've got their
Or am I just
the major one.
blowing it out me bum.
Like their what it was called, the one that does the
Like the New York
Lords
Stock
and
Exchange.
FTSE and
Yeah.
the one that handles all the major international stuff, and then they've got their other one.
Yeah, so who knows? But anyway, I don't know why I brought that up. I didn't even know the answer, so yeah, there you go. Now,
New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ.
yes,
Yeah.
so they went on to the NASDAQ, I think, because that's the only picture I could find. All right, now, Will, Or Jace, did you have anything, Jace, or you're just commenting?
Grays Online has been slapped with a record $165,000 fine by Australia's communications regulator after sending hundreds of thousands of emails that breached the Spam Act.
Oh, what were they doing?
The largest ever handed out, and the 26th the regulator has issued outside of court since the Spam Act was legislated almost 10 years ago, December 12, 2003. In court, the largest penalty the regulator has ever received was $24.25 million, which was imposed on Scott Gregory Phillips, along with several others in 2010, who established fake dating website profiles to obtain mobile numbers of genuine dating users. ACMA investigated Gray's decision to treat an email campaign introducing its Gray's Escape website as not promotional was incorrect. So
Gray's Escape,
$165,000.
Yeah, but how much did they make in the process?
Billions and billions of dollars.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. You're right. Grays. Have you ever bought anything? Anyone bought anything off Grays online?
Yeah, I used to use them quite a bit.
Yeah, and
it was good. I've got a depot just up the road I can go and pick up from, so I don't have to pay postage. But
that's all right.
It's getting painful now. It's like eBay.
I don't pay for anything. You just buy it now from eBay, and that's it.
Yeah,
exactly. Because there's a lot of the whole last-minute sniping going on,
and I demand it now. I don't want to wait and bid for 7 days to see if I'm going to get it. If I decide I want something, I go to eBay, click buy it now, get it now. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. But see, that was the thing with Grays when they first started. If somebody bid on an item, it would send you an email and extend the bid time by an hour. So there was none of this undercutting at the last second thing, but they've dropped that now. So yeah, I still do the same thing. You can still do buy it now on Grays, but
you can still get your $100 ex-government computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the freight. See, it's okay for me because, as I said, I can go pick one up. But if you've got to pay freight on that stuff, it's ridiculous now. I think I was looking at a laptop, like a 3-year-old Asus, and it was just for a media system, and the laptop was, I don't know, $99 or something, and it was $147 freight, registered freight. I'm like, well, hang on,
for a laptop.
Yeah, because it was insured and registered.
Yeah, but how much was the laptop worth?
Oh, probably not even $100.
Yeah, but you got those, I think, Fastaway couriers. They you send by them. I think they're insured up to $1,000, and that's I could send something to you. Will
Fastways, Civic, and for couriers, please.
Yeah,
I mean, they locally, like from work, we can send out 5 batteries, I think, and be under their load limit within like 10 k's of the depot, and it's $7
for 5 batteries.
For 5 batteries,
whatever Gray's courier is.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with Gray's.
Premium courier charges. Ding ding.
Yeah, probably bloody TNT or something.
Well, I bet you what it is they ship it from the warehouse wherever it's stored to their local warehouse, and then check it to make sure it's still working, and then they ship it again from the local warehouse to you. So yeah,
they follow the path of the internet. Now, have you? Speaking of deliveries and so forth, you would have probably have seen, if you've been paying attention, that your little Australia postman has got new scanners attached to his belt, and that now this is part of a $71 million upgrade or spend on this new tracking service. So the national what's some info about these things? The implementation of the new tracking system is just one of an initiative. Tracking system is just one initiative of a number under the organisation's $2 billion 4-year future-ready program. So I think the benefit of these scanners is that they will actually track the parcel live. So whereas before, I guess that the parcel would be tracked when it was scanned in at each depot, and
when it was dead.
Sorry?
After they've jumped on it.
Dead tracking instead of live tracking.
Yeah, that's right. So now it's live tracking, as well as new features such as photographing a parcel to prove a delivery. So take a photo and then put it back on the bike.
Or something?
Yeah, that's right. They put it on your doorstep, take a photo of it, and then throw it back in the truck. Yeah, that's much better.
That's right. So customers will be able.
My Christmas shopping done for the year.
I do it in one
And that's
round.
what I hate about sometimes when you get stuff from eBay. They write on the outside of it what's in it. They don't say, electrical or whatever. They will say,
$400 mobile phone.
yeah, iPhone 4S plus case plus accessories, total value is $750. I mean, who does that?
And then leave it on your doorstep.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I got something from eBay the other day, and I tell you, the packaging was disgraceful. I'm going to leave feedback to say because I bought some little 2.5 inch, like the 2.5 inch drive bays, so I can put them into a case, and it came in this those cardboard sort of envelopes. I don't know if you've ever seen those, and
Yeah, the Chinese love those.
yeah, and the screws and everything were just chucked in. And there's this little hole at the top, where the flap. And I'm thinking, how many screws have I lost? Not that it really worries me because I've got heaps of screws anyway. But it was just really, really poorly packed. And I think that actually came from Australia. I think this was actually.
Well, it probably did.
Yeah.
But it's probably drop shipped. You'll find it was probably express posted and drop shipped from the.
Yeah,
supplier.
right. Yeah, well,
You're just worried that you got a few screws loose.
Well, yes.
Nothing new there.
No,
we had the same thing. Son bought a little USB fan for her work to just sit on top of her case, and it's brand new. It's supposed to be. I opened the hard paper bag thing that come in, and pretty much all the paint was either missing or scratched.
Oh dear.
I mean, the thing worked fine, and whatever, but it's like
It was
really
literally drop shipped.
Yeah, drop shipped. Yeah, that's right.
Lives up to its name.
But I don't understand why I ordered some HID spotlights and some HID lights for my car the other day. Oh, a few weeks ago. The HID spot, and they're both ordered from the same province. I double checked it when I got the parcels, and it had the same Chinese province on both parcels. One turned up 5 days later. One turned up 6 weeks later. Now they came from the factory next door to each other. How does that work? What's that about?
Australia Post getting dodgy lately. Dad sent me a USB key with some stuff on it 4 weeks ago now. And after 3 weeks, he'd come down here for a visit and brought another one with the same information on it. And then a week later, the package arrived.
Oh dear.
It's within New South Wales. It's 350 kilometres away.
Must have got lost.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
You try and send something across Brisbane, it doesn't happen. We had parcels come from friend up north side. They sent it to the post office. The post office, not even trying to deliver it, said the address is invalid and sent it back to their post office, who didn't bother to actually tell them that it had been sent back to their post office. So then we got a letter from their post office saying that the letter that was shipped to us that was returned back to them is going to be sent back to the owner unless we go and pick it up. So we drove up to the post office, which was 2 streets away from their place, to go and pick up this parcel.
Yeah, that's hopeless. It is hopeless. But I suppose they'd probably just get in the bottom of a bag or something, and then just chucked around for a couple of weeks.
They're just useless. So, and all they do is keep putting their prices up, and their customer service gets worse. And that's why nobody uses them. You can't stand in a queue in a post office for 74 hours, just to post the letter. It's ridiculous.
They've got over here now at Robina, I've seen them probably around the joint. They've got the self-service,
The
Woolies.
lockers.
Got that in Sydney now. You just pick up your envelope off the shelf, write your details on it, stick your letter in there, and then go bleep like at
Woolies.
That's cool.
Woolies or Big W or whatever.
Yeah, it
I haven't
weighs it.
seen that.
Yeah, weighs it and then prints out the sticker. You stick it on it and chuck it in underneath it, and away you go.
They are introducing up here lockers. So if you're not home when they deliver it, they'll just leave a swipe card, and then you go down to your local post office and swipe it to get your parcel out.
With everyone else's parcels.
That's an awesome idea.
No. Every person gets a locker because what was happening is obviously their deliveries are only during business hours and everybody's at work during business hours. So unless you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to the post office, you basically can never get the thing unless you get it re-delivered to work or something.
You're
So
gonna have to
they've
have a
come
lot
up
of
with this
lockers.
idea that
Yeah.
they have the lockers and then probably not. I mean, if you deliver 1,000 parcels, there's probably only 20 or 30 that didn't get delivered.
Maybe.
I had the same thing happen, last year. A friend sent a USB drive from Perth, and he sent it to my house, and they just left a card there saying we came to deliver this. You weren't here, So I rang them up the next day and said, "Oh, you can just drop it off." And they said, "No, well, they didn't tick the box that said requires signature." So
But they didn't tick the
we
box
have,
that said they
but they
could leave
didn't
it.
say that tick the box that didn't say doesn't require signature.
Yeah.
So we have to assume that it does require signature. I'm like, just leave it on the front. It's like worth $2. I don't care if it gets stolen. Just leave it there. No, our company won't let us. All right, deliver it to my work in the city at this address, and from now on I just get
be done with
it.
Yeah, I get everything delivered to work now too, but it's just ridiculous.
Now, Johnny Ive's been pretty busy. Moving on. He's designed a camera. Now, I know I'm not going to pronounce this right, but it's a leash.
Leica.
What is it, sorry?
Leica.
Leica. And, yeah.
Like a glove.
Yeah, well, I don't like it too much, but it's a Leica camera. Red. Jonathan Knight designs the Leica camera for the Red charity, whatever that is. It's
knows one that we were talking about a few weeks ago that goes to fighting malaria and those kind of things.
That's the one.
Yep.
So it's supposed to fetch around $500,000 to $750,000. The special edition Leica M camera features anodized aluminium case, tens of thousands of individual perforations. The camera took 85 days and more than 735 hours to manufacture. During that time, more than 550 models and 1,000 prototype parts were made and tested. 55 engineers worked on the process. My goodness. The Red charity, founded by U2's Bono, will host the auction in New York on November 23rd. Oh, what an auspicious day.
I'll give him $10.
Yeah, all proceeds will go to the blah, 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 the charity. Other items to be auctioned include a grand piano picked by the two designers, gold Apple earbuds, and a cosmonaut suit. Oh, I'm in for the cosmonaut suit.
Does it have any specs on the camera?
It did. If you go to the show note, the actual story, it would have. I didn't put that. It did. The story did have specs on the camera, but I didn't pull them out because I thought how boring.
So the only important part you didn't bother to actually look at.
Probably. Well, look, just a couple of quick ones to finish off because I know you guys probably might have some more as well. But Adobe's been hacked. Adobe's confirmed 2.9 million customers have had private information stolen during a sophisticated cyber attack. Sorry? All good?
My email. Please reset your password.
Yep, so reset your password. You'll be asked to via email anyway. The attackers accessed encrypted customer passwords and payment card numbers, the company said, but it does not believe decrypted debit or credit card data was removed. So that's nasty.
And
who?
Source code for all their Adobe products.
Oh, there you go.
They can now compile their own Adobe Reader. And I would be really amused because it may mean that because they're the ones who hack these kind of products, they would know where all security holes are. So just wait for the new Pirate Bay reader for PDF files. It'll be more secure than the one from Adobe, which gets an update every second damn day saying, "Oh, we found another hole. Oh, we found another hole."
Yeah,
now, if the
instead of every
hackers
3
are the
years,
ones
they get
who
one
compile it, they'll know where all the holes are that they're looking for, and they could release a better version.
And for once, they won't get a takedown notice because it's a different product because the pirate one works.
Yeah,
That's
and
not
Adobe will change all their code. That might be a good
400 megs in size.
That's right. It's a different product. It's a different
It's
product.
like Foxit Reader. It's about 7K.
Yeah. I install Foxit on everything. It's awesome.
Yeah, so do I.
And
if you want to
you know
make
what
them, cute PDF to make them.
Yeah. I was just looking up this camera, and nowhere does it say anything about the specifications.
Yeah, all I can see is it's got a 50mm f2 lens.
Which is nothing, like useless. So
maybe it's just there to look good.
Yeah.
I'm sure that had. Did you link off the show notes?
yeah, I'm actually on the Leica
machined
website.
Aluminium body, same as the Mac stuff. More than 21,000 hemispheres create new and extraordinary aesthetic. Well, a total of 500. Oh, we did the models.
Yeah, no, I'm on their website and it doesn't say anything about it.
Interesting. All right, did you have any more stories, Warlock?
Yeah, Microsoft is paying a well-known British hacking expert more than $100,000 for finding security holes in its software, one of the largest bounties awarded to date by a tech company. The company also released a much-anticipated update to Internet Explorer, probably unrelated, right? Which it said fixes a bug that made users of browser vulnerable to remote attack. And if it's the one that I heard recently, there's actually a DLL file in your browser that a hacker can inject code into your machine if he's on the same network. For example, college campus Wi-Fi network or a cafe. He can inject this code directly into your machine because of the DLL that your computer is running, and then he can browse as you to any sites that you're currently using or have used before. So if you tick a box that says please remember me, it makes a cookie on his machine. He can now access that site, say Facebook for example, and start posting and reading your emails and stuff, and you wouldn't even know that he's doing it because on your computer you don't see anything, but on his side he can access all of your stuff using his browser. You won't get the browser history with all of this information. You go to your bank, check your bank account. In the background, he siphons off a few extra bucks into account somewhere else. So I expect that's the vulnerability that they're trying to fix up there.
So I wonder how they grade the vulnerabilities. Like to be paid $100,000, do you have to demonstrate that it's so 0 to 10? Yeah, like how dangerous and how.
Well, there's a lot of them, that say we have to get them to go to this website via a phishing email or something like that. Then you click on this link, then you download it, and with UAC these days, probably pop up and saying, "Are you sure you want to install this?" And you go, "Yeah, whatever. I don't know." Yeah. Computer's always asking damn questions. Yes, and then you've been hacked. But things like this one, where the guy can just be on the same network and take over your browsing sessions, is going to be a lot more dangerous than something like that.
So that's nasty. Did you have any more? That was a good one.
That's it for me.
That's it for you, William?
I've got one.
Yes, William.
If you want to bring up a screenshot if you wish, you can go to mokeinternational.com and you'll find there that after a 20-year hiatus, Moke has teamed up with Chinese production car company Chery.
Is this the mini Moke?
And they're re-releasing the Moke.
Sweet.
Yeah, and basically to look at it, it looks like the original Moke. They've done a few little things, obviously disc brakes and things that are required for modern requirements or whatever. But basically, it's
airbags,
it's no doors, no roof. It's basically the same car as it was, 40 years ago when it first came out. And they're limited runs. They're only doing 1,000 a year. So there's no mention of price anywhere, but I suppose if you're that keen, you wouldn't really care about price. It's got new engine, obviously, improved safety components, modern braking system. It's available in automatic or manual. It's fully rust-proofed. Due for release so basically any time from now, pretty much. They're also releasing an electric...
By Johnny Ive?
Hey?
Was it designed aesthetically by Johnny?
No.
They're also releasing the E-Moke.
The pictures were taken by the Leica.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the E-Moke?
The E-Moke is basically an electric version. It's the same vehicle, effectively, with an electric motor and batteries. It will basically do... where did I just see it? It has a range of 120 Ks and a top speed of 60 kilometers an hour. So... basically, if you're cruising around the beach all day, it'll be perfect for that. But yeah, I mean, there's there's actually a brochure you can download. You can go through and read it. It gives you a bit more specs about it. But for all intensive purposes, they've kept it the same. I doubt it's. I'd be curious to see what it's actually made of. They don't say what the body is. Here we go. New model is front-wheel drive. What engine is it? It is...
let's have a look at the dash.
Top speed, 110 kilometers an hour. Which I don't know if you'd want to do that in a convertible Moke, to be honest.
Oh, I hope that's a Bluetooth radio. 1
year, 15,000 K warranty. 150,000 K warranty, or 5-year body corrosion warranty. So it's interesting. 30-litre fuel tank. One thing that is pretty neat. Oh, there we go. It's a 993. Oh, great. Who uses milliliters? So it's 1.5 litre roughly.
It's when you want to make it sound bigger.
Yeah. But one thing that is pretty cool is in the boot they actually have a powered cooler. So like a powered esky in the boot, so you can keep your drinks and beer cold and whatever in the boot of it.
Drink and drive.
Yeah, exactly.
So that,
Hey,
that
it says so and everything.
so that just
It's
takes you,
available in.
that takes you 120k distance down to 2k if you use the esky.
Yeah, probably.
So it's just a
It
quick
comes
trip
in
to the
orange,
shops.
white, blue, yellow, red, and a really bad green. I'm not sure what that green is, but yeah. So a 30-liter fuel tank should be fun. I mean, but I mean, it's like the original Moke. It was only the same size too. You know, you'd drive to work and back all week on a tank of fuel. You know,
Yeah. Oh yeah, the mugs are
So-
pretty good. Are
you
you-
can imagine cruising down the Pacific Highway on that.
Yeah, it'd be pretty. Oh, it'd be cool. Yeah, you could.
It'd be great.
did it have-
I'd love to see a price. I can't find a price.
Did it have roof racks?
No,
No.
it's soft top. That's got the roll cage,
Yeah.
the roll bar.
You could probably
Thing,
pin
yeah.
your surfboard to the top.
Oh yeah, you can
Yeah.
oxy strap it. That's what it'd be there for.
Yeah, sweet,
That's what you used to do.
sweet. All right, have you got any more, Will?
Pricing to be announced soon.
Pricing
Yeah,
soon.
I know. I just want it to be sooner. An interesting statistic on the latest internet activity from the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Basically, the vast majority of internet users have internet speeds below 24 megabit a second on download.
Yes.
So almost 6 million subscribers have download speeds from 8 to 24.
But that's pretty much logical because most people on ADSL too.
Yeah. And 4 million people get 1.5 to less than 8 meg, and only 1.7 mil gets 24 meg and over.
We don't have to worry
Yay.
about that. Mr. Rabbit said that 4G is going to fix it all, so don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
because he'd know. The number of subscribers with 24 meg or faster has gone up from just under 1.5 million, reaching over 1.6. So it's gone up 100,000 in 12 months. 14% of ISP customers access the internet at such speeds compared to just 7% in 2010. But the volume of data has shot up. Fixed line and wireless customers pulled down 414 terabytes in 3 months, whereas June or this time last year, hey, that doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, there we go. In 3 months to June, so April, May, June last year,
Wow.
they pulled down 414 terabytes, and just in June this year, 650 terabytes.
Yeah. Wow.
So
but you know, like you've
wireless customers accounted for an 8% increase to 27 terabytes just on wireless.
But you know, like you've got all these things coming. You know, you got your Foxtel on T-Box, you got your Foxtel on Xbox, you got T-Box movies and all this sort of stuff, and
Foxtel on the go.
the Foxtel on the go. That's right. So of course there's more data coming down, and doesn't surprise me that there's heaps more flying around the joint. But look, good little story about Telstra. I was encroaching earlier this week on my bandwidth limit again of 200 gig. And I noticed that I looked at the usage calculator and I went, there's the T-Box doesn't show up as unmetered there. And I'm thinking, right, I'm going to ring him because I know I'm going to run out, and I want me little 10 gig back for the supposed to be unmetered. So I ring him up, and sweet as I got shaped. I ring him up. I say, oh, listen, I don't think the meter usage is right. Blah blah blah. She goes, yeah, no worries. When's your changeover date? I went tomorrow, Friday, and she goes, no worries. We'll just unshape you. Cool. So I don't know. I said, well, how many gigs do I get unshaped? And she goes, oh, you just be unshaped until you roll over. And so I went, all right, cool. So luckily, no, I didn't abuse it because if I need it again, that's good. I was so happy with that because I think most of what happened this month, I think, was I tidied up all my Dropbox and photos and stuff, and I had photos up in Dropbox duplicated, blah blah blah. It was just a mess. So I fixed
and all those Linux ISOs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have any of those, and what else was I doing? Oh, that's right. I had all my videos. I pulled off the camera into the server, which then uploads to the cloud as a backup. And yeah, that was just pumping along. So that's. But anyway, hopefully next month I'll be.
My
sweet.
uploads don't get metered.
Yeah, that's lucky, isn't it? That's because
Only my downloads do.
That's because they go at 2K a second.
Yeah, pretty much. So just to finish the story off, basically Australia has a population of about 22 million. In Australia, we have about 12.4 million internet subscribers. So half our population basically has access to internet or internet users. So half our population uses the internet.
Oh, it'd be more than that.
No,
Has to be.
Nope.
Would be.
There's only actually 9.7 million connections in household, and the other 2.5 million's business.
Yeah,
but they average it out.
If you got a household, what's the average household? Got three people in it.
Well, yeah, but that's what they're saying. There's 9.7 million households, but there's only 12.4 million people using the internet.
But how do they know? How do they know how many people in my house use the internet?
I don't know. You probably asked that on the last census.
Probably.
Because nobody ever lies on those. But
especially those
basically,
Jedis.
The Jedi Knights religion.
That's it. So basically, copper-delivered digital subscriber, so DSL, is the most common access with 4.8 million subscribers. Cable is the second most common with 934,000 customers. Fiber optic has more than doubled since June 2012 with 115,000 subscribers. And just 2% of all ISP subscribers, or 227,000, are still on dial-up.
Oh, are you serious?
I hate one of my friends. They're buying a house in a new residential area that's already NBN'd up.
Oh, really?
Dial-up.
A bit rude.
Areas are already NBN'd up, so she's like, I'm going to
Well,
buy a house over there. And
Yeah, that makes sense.
Someone doesn't like what we're talking
look,
about. They're throttling somebody. I think Warlock's internet's going crazy.
You're talking about internet. Evans Head has ADSL 1 but they're given a dial-up backup service because the internet's so flaky on ADSL that they're actually given a free dial-up backup.
Unlimited.
Exactly.
What can you get on dial-up?
Unlimited, 3 pictures a year.
Download all the gifts you can.
I think you can get about 13 meg an hour, can't you? I think that's what I remember doing.
No, well, if you get pure peak, but I think we used to get because our connection at school used to kick out after an hour, and we could download Quake in 1.4 meg blocks to fit on a floppy.
Oh,
and
jeez.
The floppy, you'd get about a floppy an hour.
All right, now the last story of the night of the week is the best story of the last 50 years, because and
You were born?
no, that is the best story. It's the second best story of the last 50 years. That's right. You know, the Doctor Who lost episodes. The rumours, they look like they could be coming to fruition, and they could be true. BBC News have jumped on it. Now, I didn't want to get too excited until I saw something from the actual BBC site. But yes, the BBC News has jumped on this, have confirmed that currently unspecified number of previously assumed missing Doctor Who episodes have now been returned to the BBC. Now, if you don't know, back in the 60s and 70s, the BBC showed the shows, sold them overseas or whatever. And they said, you know, these things are now worthless. Get them out of the warehouse. They just junked them. They burnt them. They moved them.
A lot of the time, the tapes were reused because it was cheaper to reuse them than to store them.
That's right. And mostly the first and second Doctor back in the 60s, because from the third Doctor, pretty much, well, every episode exists, and now pretty much it's all in they all exist in colour as well, because there was, for a time, they only exist in black and white from the third Doctor on. But anyway, but the first and second, they're all, most of them are missing. So hopefully there's going to be an announcement Friday, Australian time, on just exactly what episodes have been returned. Apparently found in a television centre crypt in Ethiopia, of all places. Now, the official Deborah Watling website reports she was a companion in the 60s with Fraser Hines. He was also a companion. Will be helping the BBC to launch the newly found Doctor Who episodes Thursday, 10th of the 10th, between 3:30 and 7 p.m, and that is the UK time. So, look, there's a lot of stories there. So hopefully they all come back to back home so we can all watch them. But, geez, I'll tell you, if they punch them on YouTube is what the rumours are going to be, geez, they're going to get smashed. They're going to make some money. I'll wait, because I'm too poor too scungy to buy them off you. I might buy one, depends what it is, if there's an interesting ones. Yeah. But yeah, so that's good news. Good news. I can't wait for tomorrow to see what actually happens, because after, what is it? Well, it's been at least 40 years since these shows have been seen. So after
Because I mean, the scripts existed, didn't they? It just wasn't the.
Yeah.
So they know what happened. Like,
Oh,
there's
yes.
no gaps in the storyline.
And funnily enough, audio exists of all these
Yeah,
episodes.
I actually remember hearing that.
Yeah, and because
I've seen some of them where they've just got still photos from the episodes.
Mm.
So they'll have a still on there for a couple of minutes with people talking where they're actually acting, moving in and out of the shot and stuff like this. You don't get to see that.
No.
It goes on to the next still that they've got.
And some of the reconstructions, that's what they've called these ones. Some of these reconstructions that they've managed to find clips from different shows. Like so they might have had a show, another show on the network advertising that show, so they'd play a clip, like on the news or something like that. Yeah. Then they've gone back to that show, which they've kept. They've taken that clip and they've bunged that into the reconstruction. A lot of work's gone into these things, but hopefully nothing will beat the actual show. So let's hope that all 106 have been returned. Oh, that'd be so good news. I won't sleep tonight. All right. Well, I haven't seen these shows.
2 episodes. We got 2. Oh.
Yeah. But, I haven't seen these because they were all broadcast before I was born. So I haven't seen them. So it'll be like brand new episodes, won't it? In black and white. Yeah. Can't wait.
Like anyone's going to believe that.
That's right. All right. Now... don't forget the web hosting, athwebhosting.com.au. Don't forget the radio. Don't forget the paper, aussietechheads.com.au/paper, and whatever else we've got going. The aussiemaxzone.com.au. iOS apps of the day, free ones for that day only on facebook.com/AussieTechHeads. And also Warlock puts in also little Android free apps of the day, the ones that he looks up and he says, oh, that's free today, and that's a good one. I'll put that in. Little Warlock does. Good little boy.
Picked up a couple of good ones from that.
Yeah, I install most of the ones I do too. So you can find them on the, as I said, facebook.com/AussieTechHeads just about every single day. And I think that's about all. You can find us all on our Twitters, which have come up down below us there when at the start of the show and infrequently, including the
only if you press the right button.
That's right. And don't forget YouTube. Watch the show recorded video on youtube.com/AussieTechHeads. We're off the webpage. Go to the front of the webpage. You can watch it, and also video and audio on iTunes. You can email us all, whoever we are, at aussietechheads.com.au, and send us an email. Send us a video hello, a shout out or whatever, and we'll stick it on. All right. We'll have to get the Skype caller in us back. Haven't heard from them for a while. So we might try and reopen that, I think.
My mouse is not working. What do I do now?
How'd you call us? Well, I moved the mouse.
Yes, accidentally. I've got you. Oh, whoopie-doo. All right.
I used to like those ones when I was working in an ISP and you get an email saying, my email's not working. I was like, what do I do now? Do I reply and go, yes, it is? Or do I have to ring them up and go, I actually received that one that you sent me?
Oh, look, you get a lot of...
I signed up yesterday. Where's my details? And we emailed them to you. What's my password?
Oh, look, there's some crazy ones. Like I think one of the craziest ones I have to deal with is you go and talk to some people and you're on the phone when they ring you up and you say to them, have you turned it off and on? Yes. Okay. Well, you must have a virus or something. It's all frozen. It's not doing nothing. So you get there. It's like this particular last one I did was a laptop. So you get over to their house and you go, oh, yeah, I can see it's frozen. That's no good. So you turn it off and you turn it on. It works perfect. And you go, I thought you said you turned it off and on. Oh, we just closed the lid. That's off, isn't it?
That does it.
Yeah. Anyway.
I used to like somebody ring up. My account's not working. Can you just check? I'll be like, I'll just put it on hold. Okay, I activated his account. I forgot to do that. Bring it. Oh, try now. It's working. Yeah, Microsoft Windows has always caused problems. So don't worry about it. It will be fine from now on. I swear it.
Yeah. Yeah. Stupid.
What's that one on YouTube? The Computer Geek help desk or something? I
haven't seen that.
There's 2 or 3 of them. They've done them, and it's basically the day in the life of a computer.
There's a really good web series called The Bastard Operator from Hell, and how he'd treat his customers and stuff. Ringing up.
Sounds like Telstra.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. It's way over time with my Doctor Who story. I apologise. So
time is irrelevant.
Well, exactly.
Lunchtime doubly so.
That's right. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. We'll just go back and we'll fix that up. All right. So until next week, make sure you subscribe, do all that sort of stuff on iTunes. Leave us a review, send us an email, get in contact with us. We'd love to hear from you. So see you, Warlock. See you, Will.
See ya.
And
Yeah.
we'll see you guys next week. And I love the Wiggles too. Bye. Oh, and miss them.
Bye, Jeff.
Wake up, Jeff.
Wake up. 1, 2, 3. Wake up,
Yeah,
Jeff.
Hot potato, hot potato.
Jeff.